If you've just started out in Elder Scrolls Online, you might have noticed that the UI is a little on the Spartan side. It's kind of like the Warcraft one. Yeah, you can get the job done, but really, you're probably gimping yourself by not using add-ons. Hello, I am the Conspicuous Moo, and I am here to help you out with 10 starter add-ons for Elder Scrolls Online. So, before we get into the 10, it wasn't an easy decision, couple of caveats. First of all, this is assuming that you're just going out and questing and, just sort of generally exploring the area and the lore as you level, and secondly, you need to know how to install all of these things. Now, in terms of add-on manager, it's very simple. Pretty much everyone uses Minion these days, and that's because it's really rather good. Now, in terms of actually downloading the add-ons themselves, they're very easy to find, but you do need to download the libraries as well. Now, these are the support modules, basically, to make the add-ons work, so if you don't get the libraries, nothing will happen. So it's important that you remember to get all the libraries. Now, every one of these add-ons that I'm going to show you, I'm going to also let you know which libraries are required for that add-on to work properly. Let's begin with the 10. First out of the blocks, I think it's probably important that you get your UI sorted. So I've gone with the one that I'm using at the moment, which is Azurah. The other option, of course, is Bandit UI. It's entirely up to you. My personal preference is for Azurah. And, as you can see, it's essentially a way to set up your UI exactly the way that you want it. So, you can drag all of these boxes around, save them up, and you'll have everything just so. Now, to complement that is, of course, the always awesome Srender, which is basically the best way that you'll be able to track all of your buffs and debuffs, either on yourself or on your enemies. It's highly customizable. I think there are at least 10 windows that you can use, and as you can see in this example, you can see all the different colored boxes there. You can put them in icon form, you can put them in long form. It's entirely up to you how you set it up. Personally, I have all my buffs and debuffs, as you can see, in 3 and 4, just above my general health bar. And then I have my AoEs that I'm putting down on the left-hand side, and the target's debuffs on the right-hand side in long form. That's how I do it. You might want to do it another way, but it's definitely worth getting this one. And to tie in with that is number 3, which is the action duration reminder. Now, I've actually forgotten completely about this add-on for some time. I've only just come back to ESO myself. Yeah, basically what it does is it just gives you a reminder when you need to push those buttons again. Combat in ESO tends to be very much short cooldowns, keeping buffs and debuffs up and that sort of thing. So something like this that gives you a reminder straight in your face that says, you might want to press that again, is definitely a good idea. Highly recommend this. Number 4, Votens Minimap. It is astonishing, but ESO didn't actually ship with a minimap built in. I'm not sure why this is, but my history is mostly World of Warcraft, so I'm used to having a minimap there, and so this is one of the first add-ons I put on, it's not very exciting, but it is very, very practical. I do love my minimaps. It's going to feel very, very weird without one, so I recommend you get it. Number 5 is QuestMap. Now this is very, very simple. All it does is it shows all of the available quests in any given zone. The example I've got here is Reaper's March. I haven't even started in Reaper's March yet. I will eventually. I'm working my way through the Bosma storyline right now. So it just shows me the location of all the starter quests, so I know where to go. Number 6 is HarvestMap, and if you're collecting anything in this game, it's probably highly recommended that you at least have this on somewhere. There's lots of stuff to collect out in the world. You've got your herbs, you've got your ores, you've got all of that good stuff. And then, of course, you've got chests as well, and fishing nodes, and all the rest of it, and HarvestMap will remember when you pick these things up. So very much like GatherMate on World of Warcraft, that sort of thing. It will remember it, and you can also download a data add-on as well, which gives you all of the locations that have just been collated from all of the other players. So this is the before, the HarvestMap, and this is the after. So, as you can see, it does fill up a lot. I tend not to bother with the nodes anymore. I'm just really more interested in chests and, those little thief boxes and stuff. So that's, but it's down to personal preference. You can turn them on and off at will. But, yes, once again, highly recommended. Lost Treasure, I think, was another one that I got very, very early on in my ESO career because, in the course of your adventures, you will come across treasure maps, and then you double-click on the treasure maps, and you'll get something like this. You'll get a sketch of the location, and then you have to go to that zone and then try and work out from, just the general terrain where that treasure box is. This is a very, very fun activity for maybe the first couple of days, but then after that you start to get a bit annoyed because you're running around Reaper's March trying to find this thing, and you just can't find that treasure box. You want to get on with your life. Lost treasure is your cheat. It will put out a couple of red crosses exactly where they are. You can just go over and pick them up. So, you know, if you like that kind of adventure where you're trying to work out where it is, then yeah, by all means go for it. But for those of us who need to zoom and get onto other things, lost treasure is an absolute treasure in its own right. Lorebooks, number 8, very simple. Lorebooks are scattered all around the place. Now, this add-on will just simply indicate where these lorebooks can be found, so you can pick them up. ESO has an awful lot of lore, so if you're really interested in lore, is something that, you know, excites you, like it does me, I know. But then yes, this is definitely one for you. It will also increase your standing with the Mages Guild as well, which is one of the skill lines that you probably will be wanting to max out. At this last point, we've got a half-decent UI, a few trackers, and we've got, you know, the map is relatively useful now. So now we're actually going to go to inventory. These last two are just inventory ones. And number 9 is advanced filters. Now for some reason, once again, the standard UI makes it very difficult to separate, you know, all of your mining stuff from all of your alchemy stuff. And advanced filters basically just puts an additional line under there so you can split everything up into separate boxes, and it's not just one big horrible mishmash in your bags. So very small add-on, very useful however. And finally, number 10, GridList. Now, GridList this is a personal preference thing. Now, you know, if I have 140 items in my bag and they're all displayed down like this, it can get a bit annoying. And sometimes, you know, I'm not really interested in reading them. I just want the icons themselves. That's where GridList comes in. You hit the button on the top left and you get this instead. So it's entirely up to you. You can still mouse over and find out what they are, but you know, if you prefer everything a little bit more compacted, then GridList is definitely one for you. So there you go, 10 starter add-ons. Now, you would have seen a lot of other add-ons that I'm using as well, but you know, like I said, it was rather difficult to choose just 10. But you know, if you're interested, then I can share with you some of the other add-ons that I also use. But you know, just for getting started, getting out and questing and finding chests and picking up resources, and you know, just sorting your bags out in general, those are the 10 I'd probably go with if, you know, I was just starting out. Don't forget to download the libraries, otherwise nothing will work. Yeah, I think ESO is a much better game when you've got the add-ons there to help you out. Yes, enjoy your adventures in Elder Scrolls Online. I certainly am. My current warden is level 50 and has got to champion point 160, so we're at the gear max now. But, you know, I'm still just running around having adventures. I'm not interested in dungeons or trials or anything else. I'm just having fun blowing stuff up in delves, as you can see by the footage. So, yes, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe and chuck a comment down. And I will be back relatively shortly. But until then, I am the conspicuous moon. And down to the delves with you.